Hello, my name is Rob Evans, and I'm the School Security Liaison Officer for Vermont's Agency of Education and Department of Public Safety. This facilitated dialogue is designed to initiate a conversation about how your school would respond to a weather-related event and to familiarize participants with your current school's emergency operations plans, policies, and procedures. Please remember the following guidelines throughout this exercise. This is a great opportunity to walk through a scenario together. This is a low-stress, no-fault environment. There are absolutely no right or wrong answers. Please respond to the questions based on current plans, policies, and procedures. I don't know or we don't have that are okay and acceptable answers. The scenario. The date is January 15th, 2017. It's currently 30 degrees and a winter weather advisory has been issued for all of Vermont. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory, and the local forecast for your area calls for freezing rain and high winds. The local police and Vermont's Agency of Transportation are advising all travelers to use extreme caution. State police are reporting that vehicle travel in your area is very dangerous, and they are asking all travelers to stay off the roadways. What would the principal do with this information? With who or whom would he or she share this information? In your current role, what would you do with this information? How would you know what to do? Is the district office notified of this event? And if so, who makes this notification? What strategies are developed to deal with this situation? Who specifically is involved in developing these strategies? Do you bring a couple of group leaders together from your school to help in your decision-making process? If you had to call local officials for more advice, who would you call specifically? Do you make any notification to parents reference the information you just received? And if so, what do you tell them? Please do not continue to the next slide until your conversations are complete. At 1:15 in the afternoon, you begin receiving calls to your main office line with parents asking for some of their children to be released early due to the weather. Some parents have arrived at your office and are telling you the roads outside are really getting bad. Some of your staff at the school have heard from some of their family members that the roads are very slippery and the road crews are out and trying to get a handle on the situation. Many of your staff are asking what you plan to do about a possible early or delayed release. What actions do you take at this point? What specific procedures are followed by school officials? Are you considering notifying parents of this situation? If so, who makes this notification and what specifically do you tell them? How does it happen? Does the district office assist with this notification? And would you release the children to the parents who are currently at your school asking for their children to be released? What do you tell them? Are you considering delaying the release of your students? And if so, who makes this decision and how do you go about coordinating this effort? If you plan to delay your students' release, what do you do with faculty and staff that want to leave your school at the end of the day? Will you have enough staffing at your school to assist if you have to do a delayed release? What additional plans do you think you need to coordinate for? Please do not continue to the next slide until your conversations are complete. It's now 1:35 in the afternoon. Law enforcement in your area are reporting that many accidents are being reported on local and state roads. They are asking that all non-essential travel be limited due to the dangerous travel conditions. In addition, your local bus company just called and advised that one of their buses was involved in a minor accident a short distance away from your school. The bus company is advising that the roads are very icy and traffic is almost at a standstill. What decisions are made at your school with this new information? Who specifically is brought together to make this decision? Has the incident command system been implemented? And if so, who is the incident commander? What, if any, role does the district office play in this decision-making process? If you plan to delay the release of your students, who notifies the parents of your students and what exactly do you tell them? If you plan to delay the release of your students, what staff resources will be needed and how do you coordinate for these resources? How do you plan to deal with the large number of anticipated calls from parents of your students? Who handles these calls, or do you have an automated messaging system to assist with these calls? What statements, if any, do you give to the media? Please do not continue to the next slide until your conversations are complete. At 2 in the afternoon, the National Weather Service has updated their forecast and is advising the icy conditions may last for a few more hours. Winds are continuing to increase and temperatures are expected to drop 15 degrees in the next 2 hours, causing some flash freezing. Local police are reporting treacherous road conditions with lots of minor accidents in your area. Radio and television broadcasts are highlighting the dangerous driving conditions. Police are advising that they may not have the roadways cleared for safe travel for another couple of hours. With this additional travel advisory information, what new plans, if any, are put into place? What key leaders have you brought together to help you coordinate this response? If you decided to delay the release of your students, what plans do you have in place to keep your students and staff occupied? Are you considering any food, medication, or special transportation needs due to this situation? How do you plan on staying updated with local officials to determine when you might be able to release your students and staff? Please do not continue to the next slide until your conversations are complete. Some additional considerations in dealing with this situation. What additional incident command training has been identified for school staff to attend? Does your school have more than one person trained to use your mass notification system? Do you have a plan for command and control during an emergency if senior school officials from your school are not present during that emergency? Have you ever trained with local first responders on how to deal with a situation like this? Does your local bus company have contingency plans in place to assist with immediate transport needs during a situation like this? What plans are currently in place for keeping staff past the end of their work day? Thank you for participating in this exercise, and feel free to call me or contact me by email if you have any questions.